Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to an update. I'm Peru. So the reason why I'm doing this video is just on mold and damp in our council houses in Tower Hamlets. So I'm just going to do a three-section video. One is sort of like an update, a timeline. A second is basically what you can do as residents, specifically those on the Burdett Estate, Mile End. And third is a message to my legal friends, lawyers, law firms that I've had ongoing conversations about this issue. So let's start. So one, just a timeline. So when I was running as a councillor for Mile End, I noticed that basically one third of the houses, in particular in the Burdett Estate, were suffering from chronic damp and mold issues, resulting in chronic eczema and asthma, especially in the young people who are living in those in the estate. So as a councillor, I did raise it with Poplar Haka. I did have a meeting with the heads of Poplar Haka. We did a walk around. So they did allocate money to address the issue on the Burdett Estate. I think 300,000 or 500,000 pounds. And then the COVID pandemic hit in 2020, and nothing happened. So fast forward, I'm not a councillor, but on the 20th of November, there was a legal case where a child was found to be killed by the social landlord due to chronic mold and damp in the house. So Michael Gove, the Levelling Up secretary, made some harsh comments. That was on the 20th of November. 24th of November, I went on Channel S to talk about poverty and how poverty is self-inflicted, a lot of it, in Tower Hamlets, especially in terms of the scandal, in terms of the housing, because social housing tenants don't have a choice of landlord, whereas private tenants do. So they're trapped in these houses, which are, in effect, damaging the health of everybody within. And I did highlight the Burdett Estate, where one third of the houses are not, in my estimation, not fit for human habitation. Fast forward 1st of December, Mayor Lutfur Rahman made a statement basically saying that he's having tough words with all the housing associations. Fast forward this week or last week, law firms, an enterprising law firm has been knocking on doors of the residents on the Burdett Estate with a minimum of £1,900 compensation to take the social landlord to task. So let's move forward. The second part is what you can do as residents. If you're on the Burdett Estate, contact that law firm. So negotiate £1,900. See if you can negotiate upwards in terms of compensation. You shouldn't be paying fees. You should be no fees. So they should do all the studies and surveys, and do the heavy lifting in terms of the paperwork. And basically keep a record of your houses, etc. Pictures, etc. And it'd be interesting to see what the mayor of Tower Hamlets says about the condition of the housing and what your reflection is. But just keep your own record so we could basically hold it to task. But engage with the law firm and see if you can negotiate a better deal. Third part is a message to my former legal friends from my time in the criminal justice system. Guys, I've been having ongoing conversations with you. One enterprising law firm has beat you to the Burdett Estate. Time to get your skates on and see if you could beat the offer that they're giving. The more law firms involved, the better. I encourage you all to basically participate in the process, cooperate, and bring a class action lawsuit. Finally, if you are a resident not on the Burdett estate and want to basically hold your social landlord to task, contact the people on the Burdett estate. They've got the details of the lawyer and basically get some compensation. Do you know what I mean? You've been living in atrocious conditions. It's sad that none of the politicians are doing this, that a law firm has proactively taken this on board after I went on TV and named and shamed, in particular, the Burdett estate. But now is the time. You know, no one's going to help us unless we help ourselves, and there's law firms out there that are willing to take these dodgy landlords to task. So get on the phone, guys, get the contacts, and get that compensation rolling in. Thank you very much. I hope you have a festive season. I'm flying out, so I'm available on social media, WhatsApp, if anybody's got any queries about the law firms that are knocking on their doors. Put those claims in for compensation. I'm happy to advise. And to my friends in the legal profession, guys, get in there and let's get a good deal for the residents, the long-suffering residents on the Burdett estate and wider in Tower Hamlets. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
চাইলাম আবার আপনি কোন জায়গাতে আপনি disagree
I
করলেন
think I disagree, first of all, that poverty is very concentrated in our community, disproportionately. So it's not the same for every community. Why is it? Why is in the third richest borough?
এক মিনিট কই
Well, we shouldn't blame the victims as well. A lot of it is self-inflicted. Let me tell you something. If someone lives in a house,
Sasa, you need to counter it.
if someone lives in a house not fit for living, in a council house, how are they supposed to study in school? Let me give you an example.
Wait a second. Sorry. You guys was in the control of a 1.2 billion pound budget. You guys came into the power and started making one bedroom and two bedroom. Labour came into the power.
I raised those issues. If you look at it,
Are you still a member of Labour?
I'm a member of Labour,
Okay.
but I'm a Democrat, and we hold people in power to account. If you look at before COVID before this cost of living crisis, 10% of all deaths in London happened in Tower Hamlets because of poverty, because of overcrowding or intergenerational overcrowding. I spoke to a governor from Mulberry School before I came onto this program. They did Zoom lessons during COVID where the children were ashamed to switch on the camera to show the overcrowded nature of their houses. How is someone supposed to study in a house that's overcrowded, that's got mold, where people have a chronic eczema, etc., and no one's doing about? As a council tenant, you don't have a choice.
But
Changing landlords.
Please don't.
As a private landlord, you do. If someone in a council house leaves that house, they willfully become homelessness. So people are trapped in houses that could be easily fixed, could be easily maintained. And that's what I mean. That we shouldn't blame the victim.
Who are you going
we
to
shouldn't
blame
blame
for this,
external things.
Who are you going to blame?
But this thing happened over decades.
Who are you going to blame?
This situation.
Who are you going to blame for this?
I blame every single person who's been in Tower Hamlets. A lot of people in Tower.
When the Labour was in power, you know what they came up with? Car-free zone. They knows all the Bengali loves cars. They wanted to get them out of there.
I'm not going to defend. I'm not here to defend Labour.
Every Bengali loves their car. That's a passion.
The situation
right? They want
housing,
one car, two car. Car zone free.
Mahi bhai, the situation in housing happened under Labour, happened before Labour took power under the previous administration. We have, if you go to Myland, Burdett Estate, 1/3 of the houses have mould. 1/3 of the houses have water coming in.
Let's sue these people, man. There are housing disrepair claims are waiting. Bring me some claim. Let me sue them.
That needs to be exposed. The scandal needs to be exposed.
Okay.
That time and time again, why politicians in Tower Hamlets do not take people into account.
Right.